Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Well, tonight we are going to break into our new A Little Something card kit, and we're going to be playing with that 3D embossing folder die set and stencil that was the free gift in the kit this month. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. And this design is a little bit intricate because I'm going to be using lots of embellishments, but you know, I love them, and this is a very relaxing card to make on a Tuesday night. So for those of you that already got your kit, you can create along with me. If not, your kit is, we are getting down. We are working through the orders. So hopefully all those kits will be shipped out soon, and you guys will have many months, several months still, to make beautiful holiday cards. All right, well, before we get started with tonight's card project, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Greetings all. Oh, look at you. You are a work of art.
Oh, thank you.
Look at that.
I am autumned up a little bit tonight.
Yes, you are. And it was gorgeous out before.
Oh, I know. You rode your bike today.
I did. I rode it in. It was nice and warm, but it's cooled off a little bit. And one of the most beautiful sunsets that I've seen from our parking lot.
Yep. That's a Tuesday night here in Milwaukee in September.
Yes.
The last day of September.
Yes.
Which reminds me, I'm going to tell you guys this now, and then I'm going to tell you again at the end of the live for anybody that joins us in the meantime. But tomorrow, I am going to be going live with Heidi from Simon Says Stamp, and we've got something really, really fun to share with you. We're going to be going live at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be going live both on my channel and on the Simon Says Stamp channel. And it was so cute. Heidi went live today to do her Stamptember wrap-up. And she said, we still have one more Stamptember surprise, and it's going to be shared on September 31st. which is actually October 1st because there's no such thing. So tomorrow, September 31st, join us with Heidi from Simon Says Stamp because we've got something really fun to share with you guys. It's actually October 1st tomorrow, so yes, join us for that. Okay, so let's take a look at this embossing folder. Now, I've got the die set here. The dies are always connected to the back of the embossing folder whenever you get a 3D embossing folder from Gina K Designs. They're always kind of taped on to the back, and then you just have to pop them off and peel that tape off. And then you've got your embossing folder, your die set, and this one has a coordinating stencil. Now, what's really cool about this stencil, I love this stencil so much because it can be used as a super fun background stencil, and it's just so swirly and flourishy that it would just be beautiful. You could use it with pastes, you could use it with our new Gold Rise and Shine paste, you can use it with our sparkle gel and some ink. You can do so many fun things with it, but this center part of the stencil matches up perfectly with, well, the whole thing matches up with the embossing folder. So you can also do 3D embossed backgrounds. But if you die cut this ornament out, you see how that fits right in there perfectly? Well, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to play with it that way tonight to show you how cool this is and this fun card that you can make. Now, I know I showed you a bunch of cards on release night. We're going to make one of them, but we're going to do a different color combination tonight, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by die cutting. And let me zoom out just a little bit here. Zoom out. Tom slowed down my zoomer so it doesn't give you whiplash or you don't get seasick. And then I'm going to cut this out with some layering weight white cardstock. I have a piece here that I'm going to use. And I'm going to cut a couple of them actually. So I will be off the screen a little bit down there at the bottom, but that's okay. So when you're doing this 3D embossing on the die cut pieces, it's really better to cut the pieces out first and then emboss them, because the machine will smash down the embossing a little bit, and we really don't want to do that. So I'm going to cut, I think I'll cut like 3 of these out. And welcome everybody, it's great to see you all here. Okay, so we've got 2. Let's see, I can use this white for other things. Let me grab another piece here. I've got lots of pieces of white cardstock cut out here. So I'm going to cut this one. And then what I thought I would do, because this ornament is big, do the incentive sets change tomorrow? No, Laura Ann, our incentive sets only change when we have a new release. So once a month, but during the new release, not at the top of the month. Okay, so the next thing I want to die cut, let me move this out of the way. I have my fuse here because I'm also going to do a little bit of foiling for you guys. I should say with you guys, because some of you create with me. And even if you're not creating what I'm creating, you can still be creating something while I'm making this card. Maybe you have a different 3D embossing folder and you want to work on that tonight. Whatever you want to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Master Layouts 20 out. And Master Layouts 20 is this big 5x7. It's not a 5x7. It fits inside a 5x7, but this big frame. And I'm going to cut a couple of these out. Now, I do like to cut more than one, and you can cut out of pieces that you messed up. You can cut out of packaging if you don't like to keep your packaging. I do kind of like to keep my packaging though. But if you don't and you don't want to keep your packaging with your stamps or your dies, you can use the packaging for that to die cut these layers. The only one that has to be out of good cardstock is the top layer. But I'm just going to use regular cardstock for this just because I find it to be easy to do.
Question, our layering weight is 80 pounds, right?
That's correct. Our layering weight is 80 pound, and our heavy base weight, white and ivory, are 120 pounds. And then all of our colors, we have to change the verbiage on our website because some of them still say mid-weight, but they're not. They're all heavy base weight now, and they're all 100 pound. So if you're looking for good, sturdy card bases, our colors are perfect, and then our 120 pound white and ivory, boy, they feel like, it's called pure luxury cardstock, and there's a reason. It does feel like pure luxury. Not only is it thick, but it's super smooth, which is so nice. So I'm going to cut one more of these. I'm going to do 3. This way I don't have to worry about popping it up. It'll still give me a little bit of dimension, but I can also you know, just have it popped up a little bit, but I don't have to worry about it getting crushed in the mail. So I'm doing lots of die cutting here to get the night started. This is Master Layouts 20. I've been using Master Layouts 20 so much lately, and I know I still owe you guys the Master Layouts 19 and 20 videos, and they are coming, and I did promise that I would be done the series by the end of the year, and that still stands. By the end of the year, we will have all 20 Master Layouts videos done, and that means it'll be time to start releasing new Master Layouts. Okay, now I'm going to use the large plain frame from Master Layouts 8. That coordinates with our Master Layouts 20. And the color that I thought I would use, although, do I have those colors here? I do. Okay, the color I thought I would use is Emerald Sea, Emerald Shores. What is it, Brienne? I gotta look at my label. I don't have my label here. Let's see. Because I have the sample. I don't have the labeled one. So tell me what it's called, Brienne. It's our emerald. How's that? It's our emerald. And I am going to cut that. I think it's called Emerald Sea, right? Somebody tell me what it's called. Tom, when they tell me, shout it out, okay? Okay, so I'm going to cut this out using Master Layouts 8. And what that's going to do is that is going to give me both a shadow layer and it's going to give me a center layer. So here's what I mean. So when I put this on here, I get the beautiful emerald around the perimeter. Emerald Coast, thank you. Oh my gosh, my brain. I'm telling you, my brain... What do I need to eat for brain health? I need to eat more omega-3s or something. I need to do something. Emerald Coast. Thank you, guys. I had every other emerald, sea, coast, shores, you know. This color was designed to mimic the water in Destin, Florida. It's like one of my favorite parts of the ocean in Florida. And so then we're going to have this open spot in the center. Okay? Now, in Master Layouts 20, there's this other die that I just love, and I haven't used it a whole lot, but I want to use it tonight, and it's this one right here. I need to pop out some things that were still stuck in there. But it's this one right here. Now, you could do this in white and Brazilian nuts. I'm going to get some tomorrow. Okay, thank you. You could do this in white, and then the Emerald Coast would show through. Or you can do this in Emerald Coast and have a tone on tone so it kind of mimics the embossed look. So that's what I'm going to do because we're going to be working with a 3D embossing folder. I feel like having that embossed look on the back would be great. Okay, so I'm going to just cut a quarter sheet of this so I can save that other quarter sheet, and then I'm going to cut this out. Now, sometimes when you have a die that's very intricate like this, for some reason, when you die cut it upside down, it tends to die cut a little better, but let's just see what we get here.
So many questions. Sorry we can't get to so many.
Anything I can help with?
Well, we had a few of our Canadian friends ask if we knew anything about the shipping situation.
So the shipping situation for Canada is a conundrum for us right now because our shipping software stopped allowing us to type in Canadian addresses because of the strike. So we have a call into the our account manager for our shipping software, which is ShipStation, and they are going to let us know how to proceed. So as soon as we have an answer, we will definitely be posting that answer in our Facebook group. But if you're not on Facebook or you don't go in our group, you certainly can always call customer service or send them an email, and they'll let you know what we know. But I will tell you right now, we don't know anything. So, you know, I would just hold off a little bit before you call. Just give us a chance to get in touch with the account manager. That is, it's a problem, you know, and this happened once before, and Sammy's office ended up being just flooded with packages for Canada. This time we don't have that many Canadian packages. We only have, you know, a handful of them. So we are just trying to figure out what we should be doing, and we want to talk to our account manager before we start trying to figure it out on our own, because they might have good advice and they know a lot more than we do. All right, so if you can hang in there, we would really appreciate it. Okay. So now I'm going to tape these 3 frames together to just make them a little bit thicker.
Okay, Christy has a question, and I'm not sure what she's asking here. Maybe we can ask her to clarify. She said, I'm a newbie to making cards, so I am late to the party on your master cut layouts.
Okay.
Master layouts. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about bringing them back to order all them or start a new layout set? I'm not sure what she's asking. So, Christy, if you can ask that again and let us know what you're thinking there.
They are all available, Christy. I think maybe she's thinking that they're not available anymore. They are all available on our website. If you go to our website and type in master layouts, you will find all of them 1 through 20. And then if you would like to watch the videos, you can go to my YouTube channel, and there is a Master Layouts playlist right on my YouTube channel, and you can watch all the videos from 1 to 18, and then I will be getting to 19 and 20. So hopefully that helps answer your question. And welcome, Christy. Let's all welcome Christy to our crazy hobby, because she's a newbie, and we all remember what it was like to be a newbie. It's so much fun. Okay, now I'm going to put just a piece of white cardstock down here. Let me just grab one. I'm putting a piece of white cardstock down because this color is very kind of pale and, well, it's not pale, but it blends in a little bit with the gray, and I really want to be able to see this to line it up properly. So if I have it on white, I can really see the perimeter. So I've got this piece that was cut out with Master Layouts 8, and then I've got this piece that was cut out and layered 3 times from Master Layouts 20, and they coordinate together. And I did promise that at the very end of the series, I would share a document that tells you what master layouts go with what other master layouts, and I promise I will do that. But I wanted to get through the whole series because all the way up to Master Layouts 20, there are dies that go with other dies, and I just wanted to make sure that we had the whole series done first. Okay, so now I've layered that together, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this here on the inside to give me that embossed look, and I think that that looks so pretty that we did the tone on tone. Now I'm going to use some liquid glue for this. So let me get my glue started over here on a scrap piece of paper. Yes.
There's some confusion. Andrea is asking, Tom, can you please verify if tomorrow's surprise is at noon Eastern or 1 Eastern?
It's at 2 Eastern. Heidi said the wrong thing in her video. today. We are going to be live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central Time. And here's the thing. Go look for the video on YouTube on either my channel or Simon Says Stamps channel, and it will be showing up in your time zone. That's the beauty of YouTube. We put it in at the time we want to go live, and it automatically converts it to your time zone when you're logged into your YouTube channel. So, or you're logged into your YouTube account, or even if you're not, if your computer is set to the right time, then it'll be showing up in the right time. So hopefully that helps. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in here with some Connect glue on it. And then I'm going to press that down. There we go. And I think Brienne actually linked everything. So, but always remember, if you're ever like wondering, you hear something or somebody says, this is the time that we're going live, and then, you know, it's a mistake. Always just look at your YouTube channel, because your YouTube channel is not going to lie to you. Unless your clock is set wrong on your computer. And I've seen that before. That actually happened to me because there's a little battery in your computer that is responsible for the clock. And that's what keeps it accurate when your regular battery on your laptop dies or your tablet. You know, there's these tiny batteries in there that kind of keep everything going. And that burned out. And so my time was set wrong on my computer. So that can happen too. All right, so now we're going to get one more piece of white cardstock, and we're going to make our card base, and then we're going to start doing our ornament.
Two quick questions.
Sure.
What size is this card you're making, and what were you doing with that tool just then?
Oh, so what I was doing with the tool is I was just pressing down the edge of the die to make sure it was down in there, because remember, I have 2 layers here and I have 3 layers here. So I wanted to make sure it was sunk down in there like it was supposed to. You could also use your fingernail to do that, just to make sure that it's all the way in there. I just used my pick and stick tool. And then the size of the card that I'm going to make is going to be a 5x7. So I got a brand new tonic cutter. Look how pretty this is. I wanted the new one. I had my old orange one for years and years and years. I still have it here. It's still in great shape, beautiful condition, still works great. But my paper cutter at home, one of them broke. I have a couple of them, and one of them broke. My old big 12x12 one broke, so I wanted to have an extra one at home. So I picked this one up. Now I'm going to cut this 10 inches. So I'm going to the 10-inch mark. I know you can't see that because I'm in the way, but that's okay. 10 inches, and then I'm going to cut it here at 7 inches. Like that. Okay, and then this, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this comes out, and also the handle comes off, and both of those store underneath here, which is like such a great idea for when you want to conserve space. It really makes it easy to then put it on a shelf or stick it in a drawer. So I'm going to just put that over there. Now, I'm going to score this at the 5-inch mark. This is my big 10x7 piece of cardstock. Yeah, that's a good paper cutter, the tonic, the big one, if you need a big one. We all need a big one. I love my little one. I use it all the time. I'm constantly using it in my videos. But when you have to cut something that's bigger than 6 1/4 inches, you know, you need a bigger one. Now, I did score this correctly. The reason why it looks weird is because, remember I told you I get any cardstock from my warehouse that is miscut or damaged on the ends or anything like that. I always take the weird stuff. So I don't worry about it if it's not perfect. I just go in and just trim it so that it's perfect. I mean, it's totally fine. This is a 5x7 card, so 5, and I'm just going to cut a tiny bit off the bottom here. No, that bottom's fine. I'll cut it off here just to clean it up. But that's because mine was a weird cut. Yours won't be weird.
And we have several viewers checking in to see how Zeus is making it.
Zeus is doing great. He is right at home in our house. Zeus is our new little cat, and we just love him. All right, now you can see how nice... Oh, Zeus. Hello, Zeus. We're going to have to take a different picture of Zeus. So you can see how nicely this is going to fit. It's going to give us a nice, beautiful border around the outside, a white border around the outside. And now we have that nice big 5x7 backdrop for this card. I love that. So pretty, right? Just so nice. Now we're going to design our ornament. Okay. So before I do that, I think I'm going to foil a couple of things, okay? Because I want to add a little sparkle and shine. So I have a sample card to show you that uses our sparkling silver. So I thought maybe for this one, I would use our Glimmering Gold. I think gold would be very pretty with this, and I think it would work out okay. Just to have a little touch of gold in this card. What do you guys think? You okay with that? If I do a little gold? Why not? Because you're going to see silver in my other sample. So we'll do one with gold and we'll do one with silver. So now this is our fuse foiling system, and I'm going to turn this up to setting 3. If you're new to the fuse, this is like a laminator, except it was designed for this particular technique. And you can foil things like toner sheets, which are the black toner designs. You probably see them all over the place. You can foil our sentiment strips because these are printed with a black toner. You can foil our white Poly-Glaze sheets. You can foil our Poly-Glaze designs. And you can foil the Deco Foil toner card fronts. That's what I'm going to foil tonight. I'm going to foil one of these because I'm going to do some die cutting out of here. Now, when you're going to die cut a piece of foiled cardstock, some people ask, do I foil first or do I die cut first? Always foil first. And the reason is because if you die cut first, you know how dies put little dents and bumps in your cardstock? You don't really see them too much, or you don't notice them too much when you're doing, say, I'm going to cut this like at 2.5 inches. I don't need to use the whole thing. I'm just going to use this piece right here. You know how dies put little bumps and things in? Well, the problem is foil can't sink down into the bumps. So if I put bumps on this in any way by die cutting it, I'm going to have a lot of black spots. But if I foil first and then I die cut, the bumps will just be foiled, and that's fine. All right, so I'm using the Gina K Designs Glimmering Gold Fancy Foil. And again, if you're new to foiling, I have a whole playlist on my channel called Foiling, and you can head over there and watch all kinds of videos about foiling so you can learn everything you'd ever want to know about this style of foiling. But you can see the results tonight because I'm going to foil this piece of toner paper and we're going to do some die cutting out of it. Okay, so I just trimmed that down a little bit because I don't need the whole thing. And I'm going to put this away. But Glimmering Gold is so pretty because it's like a gold foil, but it's got glitter in it. So it's very, very sparkly. All right, now when you're doing this kind of foiling, you're going to need what's called a carrier sheet. And if you get our fuse, you get a carrier sheet in with your fuse. We don't have carrier sheets yet to purchase because they're requiring us to order more fuses in order to order more carrier sheets. So if you lost your carrier sheet or you crinkled it all up and it just can't come back to life, You can pick up some of the ThermoWeb craft and carrier sheets. They are parchment paper that is silicone lined, so it gives you the same heat transfer that these carrier sheets give you. And I'm using a dusting cloth. This is a Swiffer duster. We have them here in the United States, but any like static type of duster cloth, it's not anti-static. It actually is static. It picks up the dust through, because the dust like sticks to it from static. You want to dust the back of your foil and the front of your toner sheet to make sure that you get rid of any dust, because wherever there's dust, the foil won't adhere. And then we're going to put that inside our carrier sheet, and we're going to put it through the machine folded side in first. Now, if your plastic carrier sheet ever gets all crinkled up, what you can do is, don't throw it away. At least try to save it by turning the heat all the way up to setting 5 and then run it through the machine 3, 4, 5 times to try to get it flat. You might still see a mark in it, but it should flatten it out enough that you can use it. Hi, Kathy Z. How are you? I saw everybody saying hi, Kathy Z. I didn't see her comment, but I saw everybody saying hi. All right, so this is coming through now. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut a topper for our ornament out of this Glimmering Gold, and then we're going to cut a very thin strip because we're going to create our own string for this ornament to hang from. So you just want to wait for it to cool for just a minute. Once it's cool, then that foil should be adhered to the toner sheet. And there we go. You can see every bit of that foil came off. It's crystal clear. And then every bit of that toner sheet is foiled perfectly. So I'm only going to need a little bit of this strip here, but I'm going to save the rest because I can make 3, 4 more cards out of this same little strip. So I think that's all I'm going to need to foil. So I'm going to get my foiling machine out of the way. And then I need to cut a straight edge on this side. I cut this side with my scissors. So I'm going to cut a nice straight edge here at an even marking. So I'm going to cut it at the 4-inch mark right here. That's an even spot. Let's make sure it's straight. There we go. Okay. And I can keep this for something else, maybe a border or whatever. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a super skinny piece. So I'm going to cut it to be like, I don't know, like 1/8 of an inch. 1/8 of an inch should be good. Yeah, 1/8 of an inch should be good. Well, that looks like it's going to the 3/4 inch mark. So it was at 4. Well, no, it was actually down further than that. So I'm just going to cut something here, something straight. Just a little bit. Oh, that's going to be way too much. So let me give you a little hint. You see how I'm struggling under this thing here? This is a pain in the butt. But I don't want to take it off because it's protecting my hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get just something that, you know, I've used here a few times to cut something out. And I'm just going to just cut that off there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it down onto this piece of cardstock. Let's get it at an even cut. So let me do that one more time. Let's cut this at, we'll cut it at 3 inches, at the 3-inch mark. I'm going to cut it right down there, like that. So at 3 inches, and then I'm going to make sure that it's crispy across the top here too. Okay, so now I've got a nice straight edge. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit of tape down here, and then I'm going to attach this right along the edge. Okay, so now I have a straight edge that I can control. I can hold it, I can measure it, right? Because here I've got it at the 3-inch mark. Now I can take it to the 3 and I could take it at the 2 7/8 of an inch mark, and now I can cut a strip, if that makes sense. Okay, I can cut another one. I can go down another to like 3 3/4 of an inch. And I can cut another strip. So see, now I can get some straight cuts and I can measure them out, and that just makes it easy. You can use plain copy paper too. You don't have to use something quite so fancy. But really what I was aiming for was something very thin, like a 1/8 of an inch strip. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull this off. You'll notice that the tape didn't really stick to that because it stuck to it where I cut, but I only did it right along the edge. So now I can die cut this with my ornament topper, and I'm not going to get any tape stuck to my plate because I only stuck it right to the very edge. All right.
You probably have some more master layouts in the works, don't you?
Oh, yes. Yes. But not until after the new year. So I wanted to wrap up our series first and then get into the new year, and then new master layouts are on the horizon. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut a piece of this gold with this ornament topper die that comes in that Joyful Ornament 3D Embossing Folder Bundle. So I'm going to... Yeah, Post-it note works great too, Paula. Anything like that. That's perfect because it already has the sticky on it, right? So that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out or poke this out.
It's like a little purse.
I know, it does look like a little purse, doesn't it? It's so cute. So there we have our very sparkly ornament topper. Now I can save this. And I can save that other strip that I cut, and I am going to need to cut a couple more. I wonder what that was. My phone just, I don't know, it connected somehow to your computer, Tom. So I'm going to cut 2 more of these because I would like this to be popped up a little bit. Yes, we're all gonna need more binders, right? But hopefully we should be pretty good because we're gonna be starting a brand new binder for Master Layouts 19 and 20, and that's gonna last us for what, 6 Master Layout sets? So we should be good for the next 4 more that appear in the future with our next binder. All right, I'm gonna cut 1 more of these. I know this is a lot of die cutting, but I don't know, I find it to be really relaxing and fun, and I really enjoy popping things up. Oh no, if Facebook is being difficult, Linda, come over to YouTube. YouTube is never difficult. It's so easy over here. It seems to really, really work pretty well. So come on over. Oh, Tom will have a word of the day in a little while, won't you, Tom?
Of course.
Maybe? Okay, now I can put this die cutting machine away for now. We're going to do one more little foiling thing and one more little die cutting thing right at the end because we're going to do a greeting. But I also have another piece of white cardstock here, and I'm going to cut another 1/8 of an inch out of that. Okay. It doesn't matter if it's not a full 1/8 of an inch, like if it's a little bit skinnier, that's fine. Okay, because I'm going to layer all of that together. Okay, so let's get some glue. And let me start my glue. Okay, and I will get my tweezers just in case I need them. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here. I'm going to get gluey. It's going to just be gluey. That's all. And I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and layer those 2 together. Maybe I could zoom in a little bit for you with this intricate stuff. You can't comment on YouTube, Linda? Maybe you have to be signed in. I think you have to be signed in on YouTube. What happens is, especially if you're watching on your tablet or on your phone, when you click over to the video, you'll be watching the video, but it won't let you comment because there's a little button up at the top that says Open in App. And if then you click on that and you open it in the app, then you'll be on your account and then you'll be able to comment.
Connie wants to know, do you have a master layout summary that shows all layouts in one place, or are they only with each individual video?
Right now they're with each individual video, but if you go to our Facebook group, there is a whole thing in our guides that show all of the master layout sets. It shows all of the inspiration sheets, like the idea sheets, and all of the cards that I made in each video, all the card samples. So you could try over there to get more information. Okay, so now I'm adding a little bit more glue here. I'm going to be cutting this down, but that's okay because I can use what's left for another card. But this is just making everything nice and sturdy. All right, just move that down a little bit there. There we go. So now this is going to be my top of my ornament. All right, so everything is going to be all sparkly and shiny like that. Okay, so now let's get to the embossing. And I'm going to zoom out again because I know I'm super close. Okay. Yeah, I think a bunch of people on Facebook. Facebook must have dropped people. Something's going on with Facebook tonight. Some people still have it, but sometimes certain areas of the country, like it just gets dropped. All right, so I'm going to use Masking Magic strips for this. Masking Magic strips are our super low tack tape strips that are great for masking, but also great for using with your die cuts and embossing folders and anytime you need something to be very precise. Now, when you're doing this part of the technique, you want to feel for where the design is indented. Here it's raised, I can feel it, but here it sinks in. This will be the front where it sinks in. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line it up. Now, let me just take a minute. You just want to take your time here and line it up so that it lines up very evenly. All right, and once you get it lined up where you want it, and I know that might be hard to see. Can you see that it's lined up where I want it on the ornament? Okay, so I probably should have done this, but I'm going to tape this to the back there, and I'm going to tape it on the other side on the back. All right, so now it should be in place. So you can see it's, can you see that it's the ornament there? Okay, hopefully you can see that okay. Now I'm going to turn my Intracut machine to 2D emboss because I'm following the instructions on the back of the package. And then I'm going to just see where that is. I'm going to leave it at 0 and see if I get good pressure. I think I'm going to get good pressure, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to send it through and I'm going to bring it back out again. Okay. Now I can check this before I decide if I want to send it through tighter, and that looks really nicely embossed, so I don't have to send it through any tighter. So now I'm going to just take that Masking Magic off, and I've got my ornament all embossed, and it looks beautiful. And I'm going to just gently pull this off. Okay. Remember, we're going to stack this with those other two that I cut out. But if for any reason it starts to tear your ornament, just leave it back there. It's not going to hurt anything to leave it on the paper. Okay, that looks good. Ready to go. Okay. Now we are going to stencil. So I want to do a 2-color blend with this. Let me get my... I got a nice clean mat because I taught a class over the weekend. So let's enjoy its cleanness right now for the next 10 minutes.
Linda wants to know, what setting do you use on the fuse when you just want to laminate something?
3 is good. 3 is great. So let's go with, of course, Emerald Coast, and let's go with Blue Sky. I think those will be really good colors to use. We'll have a Blue Sky brush, and of course I need my inkstand. Can't live without my inkstand. And I need an emerald brush. So, do I have an emerald brush somewhere? Maybe not. Let me just peek in my drawers here. I have a new blending brush. I don't have an emerald brush. I think I picked up the emerald brush, and I'm going to just take a new blending brush. I picked up the emerald brush one time, and I did it in Tranquil Teal, and I could never get it clean enough, so I'm just going to get a new brush here for tonight. Okay, so we're going to do kind of like an interesting blend. We're going to do a couple of different directions. All right, so we need the coordinating stencil, and we're going to lay that on top. Make sure it's facing the right direction. And yes, we are going to get this matte inky. We're breaking it in. Okay. So we're going to start by adding a little bit of emerald up here. We'll add a little bit of emerald over here. And we'll add a tiny bit right here. I get it a little darker because we're going to go back over it again with the same colors once we take the stencil off. But I want to have enough color. I want it to be vibrant. Okay. So then we're going to get the sky blue sky with the blue sky brush, and we're going to fill in the other areas with blue sky. We'll get straight blue sky into those empty spots. That's going to be a really pretty color blend. Now I can go back with my emerald brush and brush that a little bit into the blue sky to create a blend. And I can go back to my blue sky and get a little bit more of that deeper and blend that into the emerald. So you see I'm kind of going back and forth, and where those colors overlap, we get an emerald sky or a blue coast. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this off, and you can see all of that 3D embossing is raised there and colored in. But now I'm going to go over it again because I want to add a little bit more shading. Very light. I'm going to take this Emerald Coast brush, and I'm just going to kind of go around the perimeter a little bit here. Just to add a little bit more color. I didn't re-ink the brush. I'm just adding a little bit of color in there. And I'm going to take the blue sky and go around the blue sky areas a little bit. And that's just defining it a little more. But I still kind of like it a little white in the center. Okay? And then to clean your sticky mat, I just use water and my tidy towel. You don't want to use any kind of cleaner on there, nothing harsh at all. Just your tidy towel and a little bit of water, and then let it air dry, or you can always just put your acetate sheet right back on it, and it will be fine. So that's how you clean that. No chemicals, no alcohol, nothing like that.
A few questions on when you might be releasing the new colors.
I don't have that information just yet.
All right.
Okay, so now we're going to assemble this card, and then we are going to embellish that ornament. Okay. I believe you're talking about our 4 new colors, right? I believe the plan is during our October release. Okay, so I'm going to layer these all together, but I don't have the exact date of that yet. So I'm just going to use tape. And tape these together. You could use liquid glue if you want. The nice thing about the liquid glue is you can wiggle. The nice thing about the tape is if it doesn't look right, you can just pull it up and just keep going with it until it looks right to you. But this is just making it a little bit more sturdy. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. That is not even. So let's just pull that apart and we'll fix that.
Keith Ann is asking, Gina, can you show us how you used your sticky mat to line up card layers to get an even border?
Sure, I'll definitely do that in a future video, for sure. I will definitely do that. Now the other thing that you can do is if you don't like the white showing along the sides, you can always take your blending brush and you can always just add a little bit more of that Emerald Coast or that blue sky. Yeah, I'll plan that for one of our upcoming videos. Maybe our master layouts video would be a great time to show you since we have so many of those layered dies. Because you can use it for any layered die. It doesn't have to be the ones that are marked on it. Okay, so now we're going to use a little bit of foam here. I'm going to pop up this ornament with some foam squares. So I'm going to use the big ones for this. I really like this layout too. I find this card to be super elegant. And it might be too much for some people, the amount of embellishments I'm going to put on here. But honestly, I want to show you how I did it because I think that it will make a difference. Will we also have new cardstock when we release the new ink colors? Yes, we will. All 4 new colors will have matching cardstock. Okay. So I'm going to put this so that the tip, the bottom of the ornament just overlaps a little bit. I'm going to use this because I want to see it side to side. Just overlaps a little bit over the bottom. I don't know why I like that, but I do. Okay, and now we've got that there. Now, we're going to add our stick. And we're going to put this on top here. So this is going to go onto the ornament itself. Okay. So you could do this with liquid glue, or you could do this with tape, or you could do it with both. It's up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to do it with glue and tape. Okay. And then I'm going to top off that ornament. Okay, just like that. I'm going to press that down. And then this is going to go right under that to kind of support it. So this is going to slip under here, right under there. Okay. And now I'm going to cut this I'm going to cut it so that it's nice and flat at the top. And I want to make sure that I have all the layers even. So I cut it so that all the layers are even there at the top. And I might even pop this up. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to see. And then I need to figure out where I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to just hold it there, and I'm going to slip my scissors right in there and just make a little nick. And then I'm going to cut it right there. Okay. And that's going to take it right to the top of my my card there, right to the top. I might do that a little longer. I'll use this to measure it, and then I'll cut it longer. And this one I can still use. I just have to move my ornament up like a millimeter at most. I'm just going to go a little bit longer here. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to stick that right there. And then I'm going to cut a tiny bit more off. I know, this is like surgery. I want it to be under there, but I don't want it to cover the hole. Okay, so that's how it's going to look. So we're going with that. And I'm going to glue it right down because I want it under there. And then let me show you what I'm going to do to bring it all together, because I think this is going to make a big difference to you when you see it. So that's going to go under there. We want to get it right in the center. And then we're going to hold it down for a second, like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these metallic gold pearls, but I'm going to use a big one. It's black. Get a gold one. I had the gold one in my hand. There we go. We're going to use a big gold one, and we're going to pop that into that hole. So let me find my pick and stick tool. And that's going to go right in there to make it look like it's hanging on something. You see what I mean? If you want, you could even pop this up. Let's do it. Let's put a tiny little bit of foam square on there, and we can pop it up to raise it. So let's put that tiny foam square on there. And we'll just use that to pop it up. Why not? Let's try. I'm going to use my tweezers to try to put this on. No, I could use my tool. Maybe. Nope, I can't. Let's get it in there, and then we'll finagle it around. So Tom, do you have a word of the day that you would like to share while I mess with this?
I do.
All right.
Today's word of the day goes out to all those folks out there who have ever been on a restricted diet. And I know you know what that's like, Gina.
I do.
And
I do.
Boy, if you're lucky enough to find something that you can eat that you really like and you're allowed to eat it, that's like a savior. But sometimes you're on I had dental surgery, oral surgery like a month and a half ago, and I was on plain stuff for several days, and what happens is you start to I don't know, gets a little drab, and you experience melancholy. Melancholy until you can get to that one meal that sets you free.
Melancholy.
Word of the day. Back to the dead space.
Very good. I like that. All right, what I'm doing now is I am cutting and foiling a piece of our Poly-Glaze sheets from a design called Oh Christmas Tree. And there is a coordinating stamp and die bundle that goes with this that will cut out all of the images and all of the greetings. And so I'm going to be using that stamp and die bundle to cut this Poly-Glaze sheet out. So again, we need to use the Swiffer duster on the back and on the front. And we're going to adhere those together. Stick them into the carrier sheet down here and then run it through the machine. So you can see how quickly this heats up. It's just like a 3-minute warm-up, but it must have still been just a little bit warm. Melancholy. Oh yeah, when you had that oral surgery, you were eating like cottage cheese and yogurt and applesauce. That would make me melancholy for sure. So here's the coordinating stamp and die bundle, and I'm going to find the corresponding die, and I'm going to cut this out. All right. Okay. Let's get the die cutting machine out, and I know I'm super close up. Well, maybe not too bad here. Not too bad. You can see me struggle. And don't forget, when you've been embossing, sometimes you forget to turn your die cutting machine back to die cut. So if you're using the intracut, oh, isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. If you're using the intracut, just remember to flip the dial. All right, so Merry Christmas. Is this the Merry Christmas greeting? It is not. It's down here. I love this stamp and die bundle, this Oh Christmas Tree. It's so much fun, and it's really fun to use it with the Poly-Glaze. I just love adding shine to Christmas cards, whether it's with the metallic pastes, our Rise and Shine paste, or if it's with the sparkle gel. There's just something so nice about adding shine to a holiday card. All right, so we're just going to embellish, and then this card will be done. But the embellishments, I want to show you how I'm going to do them. I'll zoom in real close here so that you can see what I'm going to do. Let me just put my die away, because you guys know, ever since I threw away the 2 leaves, like 3 years ago, I went live and I had 2 little leaves stuck to my stuck to the paper, and I threw it away, and I never was able to find them. Oh, it was so frustrating. I'm sure you guys can just imagine. So let's get in real tight here, because we're going to do some embellishing. But first we'll get this greeting on here. So this greeting is going to be popped up right here, and we're going to do it with some half foam squares.
And don't think that people haven't noticed that there's no black layer on this.
Oh, I know, right? No black. What's wrong with me? I always have a black layer, but there is no black here tonight. I used the Emerald Coast to add my layer, so yeah.
Kind of a refreshing vibe.
Yeah, something a little different. I really like this layout, and I think this is actually going to be my Christmas card this year. I feel like this is a good elegant look, and when you see me embellish, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know if I could embellish quite that much, but I find it to be so relaxing that it doesn't bother me. I enjoy just sitting with the pick and stick tool and my little embellishments and adding them to the card. I think that that's just so fun. So we'll put that right in the middle there. There we go. No, I'm going to move it over just a little bit. I'm using these two cutouts there, and I'm trying to center it between them, so I think that's close enough. Better than horrible. But you can see all that shine in there. But it's not enough shine for me. I need shine on here, and this is where I'm in love with these iridescent dots. These are just amazing. So I'm going to just spread these out. I actually have a whole new pack of them too. I'm going to spread them out all over the place because I'm going to be using different sizes of these. So this is where I get my work out. So I'm going to put one here and one there. And one there, there, and there. One there, there, and there. Maybe I'll even do one more there. We'll see. One there, and there. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, 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 dot. So I'm just going to do the top of the ornament first. But it's spectacular when you see it done. And I love the fact that there are several different sizes here in these iridescent dots. So I like to put a bunch of dots on first, give them a chance to kind of set up a little bit. And then I'm going to use all of these ones that look a little bit blue. Okay, so we'll do that there. And then, like, I'm just going down in size. There's tiny ones. That's a red one. I'm going to take that one off. You'll be able to see them pretty well, like what colors they are. I'll put another dot there. There we go. I want to go with just the blue ones. And there's really tiny ones in here, too. So if you give me just a couple minutes here, you will see how spectacular this is and why I love doing this so much. I feel like it's worth the time that it takes to do it. And it doesn't matter if the dots fit perfectly. I just kind of pick different ones to put in. So let's see. I want to make sure I have enough here. I did really use a ton of these dots for some of my other cards. So we might be running short. That's why I grabbed another pack of them. But there's all different sizes of them. And they're like a little bit different in color. So, like, some of them are a little more green, some of them are a little more blue.
Are they shinier on one side?
No. No, they're the same on both sides.
And what is that product called, the embellishments?
These are called Iridescent Dots. And you'll find them on our website. And we'll get a tinier one here. And then a really tiny one. There's like super tiny ones. You almost like, it looks like the confetti that falls out of a sequin, but it looks so good. So, you know, just use them all. And you'll see, wait till I turn this into the light and you see it. Because right now, it doesn't look that spectacular the way I'm doing it, but I'm telling you, it is worth it. And embellishments are fun. Yes, they are fun. That's right. So why not just do as much as you can. Put as much sparkle on your card as you can. You can never have too much sparkle. And you know, I'm pretty lean with my sparkle in most of my videos. I'm like, oh, that's enough. You know, I don't need to do more than 3 here or more than 5. But some people go to town with their sparkles and they look so pretty. And this is why I like to let them set up, because some of these are so tiny. And I'm gonna I'm going to zoom in even more in a second to show you what I mean about how tiny these are. Put that there and a really tiny one here. And then a bigger one. Let's see. So I would say, like, okay, we did like blue ones on this one. So maybe on the next card we'll do a red mix. This way you're not using up all your blue ones, or you know, you can still do something else. Now check this out. We're going to finish this, but check this out. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that a wow? And that just gives the whole ornament a completely different look. So again, just tiny dots going down. This one could use 4. This one could definitely use 4. I'm going to zoom in here or hold this up. So can you see the dots of glue that I put on there? Just let them sit for a second. The big ones are easy to find, so I can, you know, just put a bunch of big ones on here. But it makes the difference to me. I love it so much. So now we'll find a medium one, and then we'll find even a little bit of a smaller one, and then we'll find a micro one because they are so tiny. They go down so small. So you can always find something that will work. Some of them are so tiny. But if you see how tiny that one was? See that little one right there? See how tiny it is? Right there where my pointer is. But, you know, as long as they're going from large to small, it works. Even if you've kind of run out of a certain size, don't worry if you have to make a big jump between the sizes.
Remember that game we used to play as a kid, Operation?
Yes. It kind of looks like it, right, Tom?
No wonder we're a nervous wreck.
I know. Why did we think that was a fun game? Come on, kids. Time to really stress out before bed. Try not to kill this guy. Okay, good night. Oh, man. Humans are crazy, aren't we? We're crazy.
Did you miss a swirl on top, or you got tiny ones up there?
Up here?
Yeah.
I got them on there. Wait till I turn it to the light, you'll see them. Really tiny baby one right there. All right, a couple more. It's just worth finishing this, in my opinion. I can't stop. I can't just let it go. Or some of them might have a little bit of a red haze to them, but they actually look really pretty, so why not? Why not put them on there?
Comes out kind of purpley, I think.
Yeah. Which is great. It looks great. There's this. It's kind of a big one. I'm going to pop that one off and put it on one of those singles. Here's a medium one. Push it down here. The single dots are super easy.
So people are saying you missed one on the top right.
On the top right? Oh, this one here. Yeah. I did. You're right. They're right. Those two are stuck together. I need a little bit of a bigger one there. What's nice is that glue is, it's like the perfect tackiness just to grab whatever I'm working on. Whatever I'm putting on there, it just grabs it. Okay.
So this is a great card for mass production, right?
Actually, I would not mind mass producing this card at all.
I was really kidding.
I know you were, but I would not mind mass producing this card at all because I really enjoy doing this part. Like, this would be really relaxing for me. If I wasn't standing up and hunched over and I was just like sitting at the kitchen counter with just a bunch of embellishments in a glue bottle. I mean, sometimes I've gone on like retreat weekends with my friends where literally, you know, we'll just sit and do something repetitive like that over and over and over again. And it's really enjoyable and relaxing. So, yeah, I know it sounds like it might not be the best choice for mass production. I don't think it's mass production that bothers me. I think it's like card worthiness, if you know what I mean. Like, you have to give a card like this to somebody that understands the amount of time and energy that a card like this takes, and that they're going to keep it, you know, and they're not going to just toss it in the trash. If I saw this card in the trash, I think I'd have a heart attack after putting all these embellishments on here. But I guess, you know, you can't really control what people are going to do. And if they want to throw it away, what's our Mel Robbins saying that we're all saying? Let them. But if I see it in the trash can, they might get the easier card next time. I think I have some glue on my table here, so that'll go there. And
the unbelievably clean and simple.
Yeah, it'll be so clean and simple. It's a white piece of cardstock folded in half and a signature on the inside. I saw you threw away my card. That's what you're getting next year. That's funny. No, I kind of like what I was in a stamping group for a long time, and what we used to do is, that's pink. What we used to do is that's yellow. We would we would cut the front of the card off, and then we would make a new card out of it, and then we would send it to somebody else in our group. So we would recycle all of our cards. And I'll never forget one time I got my own birthday card back. But that was fun, and I guess I should be flattered, right? That somebody liked the card enough that they, you know, wanted to send it to me. So, okay. Either that or they hated it. And they were like, we'll just send her this card back. She can deal with it. All right, I need one tiny, tiny one here. I didn't even pick one up. Okay, there we go. So look at that. Now, here in the middle, I feel like I could use a few more, but aren't they gorgeous? Like, seriously. For this one, I think we could go with a couple tiny ones here just to fill it in. And we could just use the real tinies. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I absolutely love doing this. I have no problem at all with this.
So Angela wants to know, how would you adapt this so they could detach the ornament to hang on their tree?
That's a great question. I don't know. I'd have to really engineer that. I'd have to look at it and figure out exactly like what kind of holder we could like place it in. But I'm sure there's a way to do it. Maybe you could put it on with like removable tape. Because there's lots of, you know, non-permanent tapes out there that maybe you could have it on the front and then they could just pop it off after.
Or you could just make it as an ornament.
Or you can make it as an ornament, yeah. Just hang it. I think it would be really pretty, too, to just, like, maybe put a little easel with it. And they could just use it as a little piece of artwork, a little wooden easel. They sell those tiny little easels that people use for calendars and stuff. Let's get that red one out of there. Nobody invited you. You were a jumper. You can see I'm just filling in anywhere where I feel like it needs just a little something. And then we'll look at it for one final time. One more tiny. I feel like it's worth every little dot was worth it. Okay. So now I got to make something in red and yellow and pink to use the rest of these. But they're all iridescent and they all have that same bit of shine to them. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it so much. Now, on release night, I showed you a different one. Let me get my gems out of the way here because I feel like these are, I thought some of them were sticking. I must have glue on the table here and they're sticking to the glue. So I'm just going to put them back in my little bowl here.
I got my leaf blower in the car if you need it.
You know, that would be devastating. Okay, there we go. All back. There's a couple jumpers, but that's okay. Most of them made it back in. A few made it onto me. So let me back out just a little bit now that you've seen this one up close, and we kind of did all of that up close. Let me back out a little bit. All right, and you can get the full look of that one. So I made this one with the Emerald Coast. On release night, I did one with silver, and I did it with wild wisteria. So look at that. Wild wisteria and sparkling silver, and then Emerald Coast and Glimmering Gold. So I don't know, which color combination do you like better? I'm kind of drawn to the emerald a little bit, but this is such a wow too. I don't know. Do you have a preference? You guys have a preference? So, really sparkly and really fun. And those iridescent dots, they are such a great add to cart if you need something just to get the free incentive set, or you need, just a little something to get free shipping. Throw a pack of those in because I love them because they don't have holes in the center and they have the same shine as sequins and they come in all different colors. But it feels like, there's even some that probably shouldn't be in there, but they just pick up whatever color they're up against. I love that. So, okay, emerald. A lot of people are liking the emerald. Ooh, but a lot of people are liking the purple too. Which one do you like better, Tom?
I have to say the emerald.
The emerald?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh,
but
okay.
They're both lookers.
And then I wanted to show you one more card here. And this one I did not emboss. And I showed this on release party night. It's also got that same Poly-Glaze. It's got the Flurries Poly-Glaze background and the same sentiment set that I used, which is the Oh Christmas Tree. But for this one, I decided not to emboss. Instead, I just put the stencil on there, inked it up with some honey mustard, and then I just put a thin coating of our 14 karat sparkle gel on top. And that's another way to get a lot of sparkle and shine. So, if this is too much for you, you could always put a little coat of our sterling on it, or you can put a coat of the Stardust on top, and you'll get all of that glitter look without having to do all the embellishments. But I wanted to show you that as just a separate idea for this lovely Joyful Ornament 3D embossing folder that was the free gift in the new A Little Something card kit. And believe it or not, we still have a handful of card kits left. So if you didn't get this one and you're looking at it going, I loved the first card from the kit. I don't know where that card is, but I made it. What card did I make already, Tom? I used one of the things in here. And then, you know, of course, this one too. So you can go and look at my YouTube channel to see the last card. I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere in here. It might be in here. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I know what it was. It was the gift card holders. Yeah, it was the gift card holder cards. And they ended up over here. This is also from the card kit. The little, I use those same iridescent dots back there. You see that? And this is also from the card kit where you can turn any card into a gift. And then I also made it so that you could turn it into a tag. So if you haven't seen this video, this is on my channel. It's one video back from this one. You can check these out too. And see, there's those dots again, those iridescent dots on the snowflakes. Just, they light up when they get into the light. So, all right. Well, that is tonight's card project. So if you liked tonight's video, and we sure hope that you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, it really does help our channel if you give the video a thumbs up. And if you aren't a subscriber yet, we would love you to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and all notifications so you never miss another video. We're going to be giving away a gift card tonight, so stay tuned for that. But before we do, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, we'd love to have you over there. It is called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. Look for the group that has 49,000 plus members. It's a bunch of very, very creative crafters sharing their love of Gina K Designs, stamps, stencils, embossing folders, dies, and all the things. And then a big shout out to Brianne Loveland. Brianne, thank you for not only linking everything, but like remembering what things are called when I give you the wrong name. Brianne is so awesome. I love her so much. But if you missed any of the links that she shared tonight, you can find all the products I used tonight on our website at ginakdesigns.com. And Brianne, also link your inkstand if you haven't done that yet, because people are always asking, you know, about the inkstand. And we don't carry these in our store, but you can get them at Brianne's store called the Inkstand Shop. So Brianne will link that for you too. It's also on my favorite things, the things I love tab on my blog. All right, Tom, come on in. Let's give away a gift card. We're going to give a $15 gift card away to one lucky commenter.
Drum roll! Tonight's winner is Norma Yakota. Norma!
Yay, Norma! Congratulations! Norma, all you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com and we will get you that $15 gift card, and you can use it whenever you want because they don't expire. Well, everybody, let's take a look one more time at the pretty flash of this card. This is the Joyful Ornament from the A Little Something card kit, and I hope that if you got this kit that you'll give this one a try. I'd love to see your take on this in our Facebook group or on Instagram. Make sure you tag me if you make something. And also, if you haven't gotten this kit yet, it's still available, but very, very limited. Now, one more time, I gotta tell you, tomorrow, join me on the Simon Says Stamp channel. We're going to be streaming both here on my channel and on the Simon Says Stamp channel because we have a big surprise that we want to share with you, and I cannot wait to share it. So make sure you join us. It's going to start at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Join Heidi and I for a big surprise. We're wrapping up Stamptember on Stamptember 31st. Which is October 1st. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Tom and I will be back on my channel with another Stamp and Chat Live on Thursday afternoon. We'll be doing another kit card, and we hope you will join us for that. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you all so much. Bye-bye.